Hey everybody, how we doing? Welcome in to a very weird edition of our KSR Rapid Reaction. Um, it looks like I'm in the stands. It's because I am. I'm in like media seating here in the stands. I went to go do this rapid reaction out on the court, but the Louisville folks told me no. I was like, I'm just doing my stand up. Like the one, two, three, four, five other people on the floor doing their stand ups right now, and they said no. They said you can't be on the court because we're about to wrap things up. So, um, I don't know why they get special privilege to be on the court. You know, only one, two of these people are TV people. The other one, two, three are people like me. So, hey, they try to tell us no. That's fine. We adapt and we overcome. Kentucky beats Louisville 72-62 here in the KFC Yum Center. In case you couldn't tell, this place sucks. This is like the worst place ever. I was flipped off as soon as I left the parking garage walking in here. So, all the more reason to hate this place, to hate these people. And Kentucky comes in here and they get the job done, right? For me, I was kind of thinking to myself, like, okay, what do I need to expect, right? Because coming into this game, Kentucky hadn't really played anyone yet. And not only had they not really played anyone yet, it's just been like, okay, here's some like duds, if you will. Marshall, I think, will be pretty good in the Sun Belt, but like they're not Louisville. So you come into this game and immediately you can see where, okay, this is a rivalry game. This is going to be a very tough game. They say basketball is a game of runs, and that's for good reason. You know, Kentucky, they go on a run to open the game. Louisville goes on a 10-0 run in the first quarter to kind of, tie things back up. Or I think they were actually down by one after that run. And then in the second quarter, Louisville goes on a 6-0 run, and now they're up like 27-21. And then Kentucky goes on their own 6-0 run to tie things up at 27. And then in the third quarter is where everything really changed in this game. Kentucky won the third quarter 20-6. And, I thought a big reason for that, you look at the stat sheet, and you do have players like Tiani Key, Clara Strack, and Tony Morgan, who all played great and who we're all about to talk about. But I want to give a shout out to Lexi Blue and Asia Boone, who, again, you look at the stat sheet, it doesn't look like they had the most production. But for the time they were in, I thought the Kentucky played really well. I like the lineup of Tony Morgan, Asia Boone, Lexi Blue, Jordan Obi, Amelia Hassett, because number one, it's a smaller lineup than we're used to, right? We're so used to that normal Big Five starting lineup. But this one, I think, first of all, is probably your best shooting lineup. I guess if you were to take Tony out and put Asia Boone at the point, and then maybe Tiani at the five instead, or Claire at the five instead. But, for the offensive flow, like, I think that's your best, like, we need points. That's our offense right there. And, like, I just know watching them play, I thought they played pretty well defensively. I thought they played pretty well, overall. Again, like, Lexi hit a pretty big three during that stretch. And again, if like you look at the stat sheet, Lexi had three, Asia had none. But again, I like the way they played for the time they were in, 10 minutes and 13 minutes apiece. But going back to some of the players that did play well, some of the players that did play awesome, Tony Morgan, round of applause for you, because I think Kentucky doesn't win this game if you don't have Tony Morgan, right? And I think that's pretty clear. Tony scores 19 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. And she did it on 8 of 16 shooting. The big thing with Tony, she's just so quick and so, so good, right? Tony, we've talked about it all summer, and you really saw it today, where she can really sort of blow by a defender and get to the rim. Now, she only makes that layup. I wish she made that layup a little bit more. But between that layup and, she has a pretty smooth, I'd say nearly automatic, like 10-foot pull-up jumper in the paint. Like, Tony Morgan played really well today. Orchestrator of the Kentucky offense, really big piece in that third quarter. Tiani Key is someone who I was so super impressed with. 17 points, 8 of 13 shooting, 8 rebounds, 4 blocks. Tiani made some really huge plays defensively that, when Louisville was starting to try to make a run to come back, Tiani was like, no. And it worked out really well. Jordan Obi, I thought, had a pretty good game. Her plus minus is only 2, but she made some really big shots. 10 points on 5 of 7 shooting, 5 rebounds from her. And then you had Claire Strack, who is just going to keep on keeping on, right? 17 points, 7 of 12 shooting, 1 of 1 from deep, so you love to see that. 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. And 3 assists as well, so getting those dishes in while we're at it. But, man, this is such a good game because it's like I said at the beginning, Kentucky hadn't really played anyone yet. Kentucky, you just hadn't quite seen, Moorhead was a good test for that, what that game was. Marshall, I think, was a good test. But this is the one. You beat Louisville on the road. First of all, I think Louisville is a lot better than people give them credit for. They had a really close game against UConn. I think it was a 13-point game. This one a 10-point game. But I think Louisville, towards the end of the year, can be a top 20 team. Kind of, I'd say between the 15-20 range, and can really make some noise. I think they're really good. I mean, Taj Roberts. Man, I thought if there was any point where I thought we were losing this game, it's because Taj Roberts had 17 points, I think in the first 15 minutes of the game, and then 19 points in the first half. But what was super impressive about Kentucky is that, and Kenny talked about this, they switched Amelia Hassett on her, and for the rest of the game in the second half, she only had 3 points. And that is really big because, Amelia, Taj Roberts is quicker than Amelia, and you could see it a lot. And, Amelia got burnt a couple times here and there. But Amelia, and she only had 6 points, didn't have, the biggest offensive games, did have 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, which you do love to see from her. Plus minus of 11, second highest on the team behind Tony. So, and Lexi Blue, plus minus of 11. So, it's like I was talking about, she was really big during that third quarter stretch. But Amelia, again, she makes the plays, away from, she's a great three-point shooter or has been this season, only 2 of 8 today. But, she does so much good outside of the shooting. She is such a tremendous, defender, rebounder, shot blocker. She really does it all. If the shooting isn't going for her, then she's at least starting to, make the other plays, do the other winning plays. Again, this is just such a big win. It was a good crowd today, I thought, considering, Louisville played today in football, lost 38-6 to SMU. Sheesh. You have, this women's basketball game. It's kind of like with Kentucky, you have the Vandy football game, which I wonder what the score of that is. I guess I'll look after the rapid reaction. But I'm, really pleased with the way Kentucky played. This is a good hostile environment. And by the way, the Yum and the way they have their game day set up, it's great here. The pregame intros are freaking awesome. You have the whole arena goes to red basically, and everyone starts clapping in unison, and it's really great. You have heading into the fourth quarter, everyone gets hype. I guess Louisville's a really good hype school. I guess it's too bad today and on the gridiron, on the hardwood and gridiron didn't quite show. So it's pretty clear. Hey, Kenny Brooks has got Jeff Wall's number right now. And I don't think it's going to last forever. Jeff's a really good coach. I think Louisville, they'll get their get back at some point. I don't know when. But I don't expect Kentucky to, win this game forever. Right? So we celebrate this one today. And we enjoy this one today. I was going to say, I was about to wrap up this rapid reaction, but, guys, something's missing from this rapid reaction, I think. And now that I say it, I think it's getting a little hot in here. I'm going to take off my hoodie one second. Bear with me, gear. There we go. I brought it back for this year. Louisville sucks, and I said it last year. I'm going to say it again. Louisville sucked then. Louisville sucks now. And Louisville is going to suck forever. Forever. Right? I know I was just talking about Kentucky won't win this game forever, but Louisville is going to suck forever. So, Kentucky, wins this one 72-62 here in the KFC Yum Center on the road. Really big win, heading into a massive Maryland game down in Puerto Rico next Wednesday. I'm Phoenix Stevens with KSR's Rapid Reaction. But most importantly, guys, just remember, Louisville sucks. This has been a fun one. I've been flipped off once. Maybe it'll be more than once by the time I get back to my car. I guess we'll have to figure that out. Again, this has been Phoenix Stevens with KSR's Rapid Reaction. Once again, guys, I'm going to prop my feet up, enjoy this one. You can really start to see the curves in my body. Really doing myself no good here. Louisville sucks. I'll let you all see it nice and clear. There we go. All right. Go Cats. I'm going to get to writing. I'm going to enjoy this one. I'm going to soak this one up here in this empty, quiet building. This is going to be a fun time writing this post-game content. So, like I said, Phoenix Stevens, KSR's Rapid Reaction. Go Cats, Cats by 90, go Big Blue, all of those things. And, oh, did I say Louisville sucks?